Human beings stand out among Earth's creatures because they don't just live by instincts, but also by clear ideas and thoughts, gaining strength and certainty for their work. This ability to plan ahead, to envision a future beyond the present, sets us apart. Learning from the past, we shape our future by anticipating it through our ideas and ideals. When discussing the outset and end of the Earth, it might seem like we're exploring ideas far removed from our daily lives. But philosopher Johann Gottlieb Fichte argued against those who dismiss ideas and ideals as impractical. He acknowledged that while ideals might not always fit directly into real life, neglecting them in practical life hampers evolution. Ignoring ideals suggests a limited scope for growth, even if one relies on nature or luck for sustenance and wisdom. Reflecting on Earth's history, we marvel at the remarkable achievements of scientific thinking. I must stress that spiritual science shouldn't oppose the valid discoveries of modern natural sciences. Before delving into this topic from a spiritual science perspective, let me lay down some foundational thoughts, as I've done on other occasions. Modern science, particularly natural sciences, provides profound insights into Earth's history. Through meticulous analysis, these sciences reconstruct the ancient past by studying remnants of extinct worlds and beings, shedding light on our planet's state millions of years ago. Historical records offer a glimpse only into the relatively recent past, leaving a vast uncharted territory beyond written documentation. Exploration delves further through archaeological artifacts left by our ancestors, offering cultural insights beyond written records. However, natural sciences surpass these limits by scrutinizing deeper layers of Earth. By examining fossils and remains embedded in various strata, scientists trace the succession of life forms on our planet. The arrangement of Earth's layers provides a chronological record. Upper layers contain more recent remains, while deeper layers hold evidence of earlier epochs, although geological complexities and disturbances challenge this investigation. Detailed spiritual scientific explanations aren't delved into here. Instead, recognition is given to the remarkable achievements of diligent natural sciences and their astute observations. Imagining Earth's ancient forms and earliest life, researchers explore a vastly different landscape, conceiving of a time when simpler life forms, predating preserved remains, dominated the planet. The study of Earth's layers and their fossilized inhabitants reveals a progression from basic invertebrates to more complex vertebrates. The gradual development of animal and plant classes mirrors Earth's transformation across time. Delving into Earth's evolution, naturalists trace the emergence of fish, displaying varied forms from those we know today. Moving further back in time unveils a peculiar phase housing colossal, wondrous creatures, part amphibian, part reptile, such as ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs. These behemoths, unearthed from Cretaceous and Jurassic layers across diverse regions, possessed massive eyes and teeth, painting a vivid picture of ancient Earth. Advancing through time, we encounter the emergence of more sophisticated plant life, marking a relatively youthful era despite spanning millennia. This era coincides with the appearance of early humans, as documented within specific geological layers following the reign of related higher mammals. Imagine observing this entire evolutionary saga from space over millions of years. The planet's surface taking shape, climates shifting, and the emergence of diverse plant and animal species aligning with the narrative painted by natural sciences. However, it's crucial to acknowledge the boundary of spiritual science, which reaches only as far as natural science's current knowledge. Any divergence between these realms doesn't negate the mutual recognition of shared truths. Some claim that spiritual science lacks scientific footing, yet acknowledging everything within the realm of natural sciences aligns with spiritual understanding. There exists a harmony in embracing the discoveries and findings of both spheres. Some insist on solely relying on scientific facts and demand that spiritual scientists adhere strictly to the same knowledge boundaries. They not only seek acknowledgement for their findings, but also impose a dogma limiting any discourse beyond their understanding. However, this rigid stance lacks historical precedent in human development, even during eras of external intolerance. Contrary to what some argue, the observable natural world doesn't inherently provoke conflict between spiritual and natural sciences. Yet, does the physical world's appearance alone disprove the existence of supraphysical forces beyond our senses? Consider the Plateau experiment, demonstrating the creation of a world system in a liquid through the rotation of an oil drop with a crank. However, it's crucial to note that the experimenter's thoughts and actions played a pivotal role in this process, often overlooked by those analysing only the physical outcome. What meets the eye represents the external manifestation of internal spiritual processes, inaccessible to mere sensory observation or conventional physical tools. To grasp the genesis of the physical world beyond its surface, one must first comprehend the true nature of humanity. Spiritual science dissects the human constitution, illustrating the separation of various human elements, particularly evident during the transition from waking to sleeping states. During sleep, a part of our being disconnects, leaving behind instincts, desires, emotions, and experiences, submerging into an uncertain, dreamless realm. It would be folly, according to spiritual science, to claim that the essence of our emotions and passions vanishes during slumber, only to re-emerge upon waking. Instead, it reveals that during dreamless sleep, the physical body remains connected with the etheric body, shared with lifeless entities and plants respectively, as a fundamental aspect of our existence. During dreamless sleep, two components depart from the human form: joy, sorrow, desires, and passions. These sensations quiet down. This tranquil state occurs as the astral body, the vessel for these emotions, separates from the physical and etheric bodies, which remain in the bed. Both the astral body and the ego detach during this phase. What distinguishes the existence of the astral body during night from its daytime presence? Understanding this lies in recognizing that the astral body's reality extends into another world beyond our senses, a concept previously discussed. Our perception of existence relies on having the sensory apparatus to detect it. Countless worlds exist around us: tones, light, smells, tastes. But without the corresponding senses, these worlds remain imperceptible. Dismissing the existence of an unperceived world is illogical, yet it's a common belief among many today. Spiritual science unveils that during dreamless sleep, the astral body inhabits another world, one not hidden or transcendent, but interwoven with our reality, much like air and light pervading space. The key difference lies in the need for distinct organs to perceive this spiritual realm, distinguishing it from the physical sensory world. This astral body dwells within a spiritual domain akin to the air encircling us. Just as one unaware of the air's presence claims it's non-existent, some fail to recognize the pervasive spiritual reality, asserting the absence of spiritual facts or beings. The astral body, bearing desires and pains, resides within this spiritual realm during the night, unable to perceive it due to the lack of current evolutionary faculties or cognitive abilities suited for comprehending this unseen dimension. Describing the existence of an astral body and the human's presence in a spiritual realm during dreamless sleep might seem speculative. However, beyond the first-hand experiences of those whose spiritual eyes are unveiled through initiation, experimental proof, albeit not with conventional instruments, indicates the reality of this astral body. The human being serves as the ultimate instrument for unraveling the mysteries of the higher, supersensible world, entering and exploring this spiritual realm. Initiation, a transformative process, perfects the human instrument, offering experiential evidence of an astral body capable of detaching from the physical form. Initiatory practices involve meditation and contemplation, strengthening the inner worlds of thought, feeling, and will impulses, far beyond what mere external sensory observations can achieve. Through specific methodical instructions, the human soul undergoes subtle inner work, enhancing the astral body's faculties. These meditative practices imbue the astral body with spiritual faculties, granting it what can be likened to spiritual eyes and ears. Over time, with patience and perseverance, the astral body, returning to the physical and etheric bodies in the early morning, manifests its acquired abilities, leading to an experience akin to enlightenment. Through awake consciousness and guided meditation on certain feelings and will impulses, the human can interact with and influence the astral body. This mutual interaction, where the astral body reacts to conscious efforts, demonstrates its reality and existence. The process of initiation serves as a tangible testament to the presence and influence of the astral body, revealing its palpable impact on human experience. During sleep, not only does the astral body detach from the physical form, but the bearer of the ego, the human self-consciousness, also separates, fading into an uncertain darkness within the current stage of human development. As the physical body remains in bed, shared with minerals, and the etheric body shared with plants, the astral body, unique to animals, and the ego, exclusive to human beings, depart. This leaves the human in a state devoid of higher senses, plunged into darkness, devoid of sensory experiences unperceivable without specialized faculties. Upon waking, the human re-enters the physical and etheric bodies, equipped with physical eyes and ears, navigating the physical sensory world. The spiritual essence of the human uses these sensory instruments to interact within the physical sensory realm. Fichte's perspective resonates here. The senses are not autonomous perceivers, but tools through which the inner human perceives. Spiritual science acknowledges this inner spiritual aspect as the primal essence of humanity, predating the existence of the physical and etheric bodies. Despite skepticism rooted in materialistic ideologies, spiritual science asserts that before the physical and even the etheric bodies, the astral body existed independently. This spiritual essence, bearer of emotions, desires, passions, and self-awareness, existed freely before any physical manifestation, highlighting the precedence of inner life over external appearances. This thought journey leads us straight to the genesis of Earth itself. Can anyone deny, even amid strong materialistic beliefs, the notion of a spiritual state that gradually condenses into existence? Spiritual science often regards matter as condensed spirit, employing an analogy to elucidate the relationship between spirit and matter. Imagine transparent air transforming into clouds due to cooling. What was once transparent becomes clouded. Invisible vapor turns into visible water. Continuing the process, the water may freeze into ice. Yet if someone were to deny the existence of water before witnessing the ice, claiming that ice is all they see, it echoes a limited perspective. Likewise, accusations of speculative fiction are misguided when aimed at spiritual researchers, proposing that initially the human being didn't exist materially, not even as an etheric body, but as an astral body and ego. At the onset of Earth's existence, the astral body and ego predated other forms of life. Interestingly, even before animals, plants, or minerals, spiritual beings resembling humans existed. These beings comprised an ego and an astral body, forming the foundational essence of the Earth's beginning. The spiritual researcher's narrative further unfolds. Just as water condenses into clouds, the astral body once condensed into an etheric state. This transition led to the existence of humans possessing an ego, an astral body, and an etheric body. Finally, akin to ice forming from water, the densest part of the human, the physical body, emerged. Thus, the trajectory of Earth's development traces the spiritual being's initial presence, followed by an etheric form, culminating in the crystallization of the human physical body from the spiritual essence. Consider capturing the transformation of water vapor into ice through the lens of a camera. Picture a chunk of water treated artificially so that parts freeze within. As multiple such water chunks form ice granules, something intriguing unfolds. From some, the ice separates, leaving behind small coated remnants while the initial water recedes. In contrast, in others, ice granules persist within the water chunks, continuing to freeze more water, leading to larger ice cores. This process mirrors Earth's evolution. Imagine the human as a spiritual being at the outset of Earth, existing solely in spiritual form. Initially, densification begins. The spiritual condenses into a denser form, akin to the formation of early ice granules. Some beings cease this process early, separating from their spiritual essence, resulting in the least evolved animals. These creatures, originating from the spiritual essence of the human, only partially materialized from the astral human being, represent the lowest animals. Conversely, other human beings progress to higher stages, similar to higher animals emerging from the spiritual essence. As Earth develops, a spectrum of creatures emerges, progressively differentiated and perfected. Eventually, today's human embodies the external physical expression of the original spiritual blueprint embedded within the astral body at Earth's inception. Just as the various stages of ice represent the evolution of a larger ice lump, creatures less perfect than humans, comprising the entire animal and plant realms, mirror the regressive stages of human evolution on Earth. They represent the backward stages, reflecting the diverse manifestations of spiritual possibilities initially present within the human's astral body at the Earth's genesis. The human being stands as the primordial spiritual entity born from the Earth, gradually materializing from within as a spiritual essence. At each stage, lesser beings halted their progression. Consequently, within the spectrum of less perfected earthly beings, we don't find human ancestors, but rather descendants of the spiritual human being who didn't proceed further. These are the counterparts lagging behind, dwelling on preliminary stages and continuing their existence to the present, gradually declining. In the context of evolution, certain members recede. If one could observe from a hypothetical space chair, they'd witness the sequence of the Hyperborean human being, aligning with the external physical depiction presented by spiritual researchers. This visualization delineates how humans surpassed less evolved animals, culminating in the development of increasingly refined beings. Externally, the contemporary human form emerged last among creatures, yet spiritually, the human leads the way, being the original progenitor of all beings. Other beings derive from the human and represent discarded stages of human evolution, a retrospective view of the Earth's progression. Consequently, in Earth's evolution, imperfection regresses towards the higher essence. The essence of origin, the pinnacle, resides not in our physical form, but in the spirit. Modern natural sciences grapple with the question, how can life emerge from the lifeless? Yet the answer reframes the inquiry. Life never originated from the lifeless. Rather, everything devoid of life emerged from life itself. Consider how lifeless matter emerges from the living by examining hard coal, extracted as rock-like formations today. This coal, once thriving plants like ferns and horsetails, grew in specific regions, sank into the earth, and over millions of years transformed into stone. While materialistic views may struggle to imagine a plant realm devoid of a mineral basis, for the spiritual researcher, every mineral traces back to an original plant. This perspective highlights the subtler processes giving rise to denser, coarser manifestations. An example illustrating the clash between materialistic views and common sense can be found in William James's 1842-1910, American philosopher and psychologist, Materialistic Theory of Soul Phenomena. Despite aiming for an idealistic approach, it intermingles materialistic concepts into the entire framework. A symptomatic quote like, "The human being does not cry because he is sad, but he is sad because he cries," embodies this materialistic premise, where emotions stem from physical processes in the lacrimal glands. While such theories appear contradictory to common sense, they align with consistent materialistic beliefs. In truth, mental spiritual processes precede material occurrences. The latter are the outcomes of the former. The foundational processes are mental and spiritual. Everything solid or material around us originates from the spiritual realm. The crux isn't how life emerged from the lifeless, but how the lifeless originated from the living. As lifeless matter derives from the living, it suggests the pre-existence of the living before the lifeless, a sequence that ultimately leads back to the beginning of Earth. At its inception, Earth manifested as a spiritual entity, gradually unfolding its material aspects, from the spiritual to the living, and finally to the inert or dead. The lifeless state represents the latest product in this evolutionary sequence. Reflecting on the inception of our Earth, we perceive ourselves as humans, spiritually originating at the genesis of Earth's evolution. Now, envisioning the future from this spiritual standpoint sheds light on the perspective that spiritual researchers envision. Understanding the future perspective becomes clearer when contemplating the human body's intricate organs, which vary significantly in their significance compared to the conventional materialistic anatomical understanding. Materialistic anatomy perceives organs solely based on their physical attributes, but spiritual sight reveals a different narrative. Some organs are observed to be declining, akin to tree bark aging, while others, like the human heart, are in their nascent stages of development despite their current appearance. Astonishingly, the human heart, both its spiritual essence and physical structure, unfolds as a remarkable prospect for our future. The heart presents a puzzle for anatomists due to its unique characteristic. Unlike other voluntary organs, it features fasciated muscles, designed as a voluntary muscle in the future, despite its involuntary functions today. This inexplicable nature of the heart cannot be elucidated by physical anatomy alone. The reason behind its structure transcends current understanding. It's poised to evolve into a significantly higher organ. In the future, the heart is anticipated to become a voluntary muscle, aligning its movements with the soul's impulses. It will surpass its current role beyond the mere involuntary functions, becoming a tool for the soul's expressions in ways yet to be fully comprehended by contemporary understanding. This evolution will transform the way humans engage with their work, where the heart becomes not just a physical organ, but an instrument wielded by the soul. A notion scarcely envisioned even today. Consider another marvel, the human vocal organ. What can it accomplish presently? When I speak to you, what unfolds in this act? My words emerge first from my soul. If unspoken, they remain confined within me. Yet as I articulate them, my larynx sets into motion, causing the air in this room to vibrate. These oscillations, carrying the essence of each word, travel through this space and reach you. But what exactly is language? It is the ethereal manifestation of thoughts. When uttered, a thought transforms into sound, materializing in the air. If one could witness the airborne waves in this room, they'd witness the physical embodiment of my thoughts bustling around. Looking forward, spiritual science envisions a future for humanity where the human being not only shapes airborne figures with words, but denser forms, materializing the essence of their soul's contents. Evolving further, humans will adeptly craft denser matter using their transformed vocal organs, birthing equals through their thoughts. As individuals evolve, consequential changes manifest in their corporeal existence. While some organs diminish, others continue evolving. The heart assumes a vital role as a tool of the soul. Simultaneously, the vocal organ evolves into the future's reproductive organ, enabling humans to generate counterparts from their thoughts. Much like how thoughts are embodied in the air today, individuals will embody themselves using the evolving reproductive organ. Today's vocal organ mirrors a shadow of what the future human head will become. The interconnection between the human vocal and reproductive organs is evident in males, where voice modulation accompanies sexual maturity, hinting at the coherence between these two systems. The teachings of spiritual science beckon humanity to ponder the profound changes it foretells. It points to the future act of creating equals, the spoken word. A human utters a word, and that word becomes human. This transformation occurs as humans refine their spirituality. As they ascend spiritually, they return to the spiritual realm at the earth's end, offering their physical tools to the spirit, just as seen with the heart and the larynx. Delving into the past, we recognize the same process with the predecessors of humans, the creators who commenced their earthly journey at the planet's dawn, resembling where humans will stand at the earth's culmination. This echoes the profound religious scripture in the Gospel of John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. As the Word was present in the primeval beginning and was divine, so too, at the end, the Word will become a human being, and the human being will be the Word. Observing this beginning and understanding the human evolution within the context of Earth's journey, we glimpse the Earth's spiritualization. At both the inception and culmination, spirit prevails. Spirit was the genesis and will be the ultimate destination. This encapsulates the Earth's evolutionary secret. When we view the increasingly densifying matter during the course of evolution, it's crucial to perceive it not merely as an external sight, but to fathom its essence. It's the transformation of spirit, originating from and returning to spirit. Gazing ahead, we encounter spirit in every direction. According to Jacob Boehmer, our origin is in spirit, and our pursuit is toward the spirit. The spirit's influence, understanding, and action elevate humanity, making them hopeful, spiritually sound, and physically robust. It's the knowledge that everything finds its roots in spirit, and that the evolution we perceive in the world is the work of the divine spirit. And that's a wrap for today's learning journey. Thank you so much for joining us and experiencing all the excitement. If you had as much fun as we did, don't forget to give that like button a big thumbs up and subscribe.